congratulations at the outset, first of all. I wept at least 3 times, maybe 4 times, and there were like specific moments even. We can push for 5 if you're feeling lucky. But Sam, I don't know how you even get me to cry looking at a blackbird on a windowsill. It's mind-blowing kind of stuff. No,
Well, thank
really,
you so much.
but something I want to raise just real quick, like I don't know if you realize this, Brendan, but you proved the thesis of The Whale before the movie even came out, that people are incapable of not caring. Myself is one of millions who cried watching the standing ovation at the Venice Film Festival. So yeah, you're proof of life, proof in the pudding. But now, anyway, long intro. I want to get into the hairy stuff now. Brendan, firstly, I'm sure that this was an intimidating thing to put your hands on, to a character to get into, especially since it's such an under-examined kind of character, and then the subject of obesity. And what were the most intimidating factors about it, and how did you surmount them?
Darren Aronofsky is going to make a film. That was the word that went out. And any actor that I can think of worth his weight in salt would want to work with a world-class director like him. He has a proven track record of getting very interesting performances from actors, and from Pi, Requiem, the Black Swan, The Wrestler, all of it. And I'm drawn to characters who are complicated and diverse, and who have if it wouldn't it be nice you could do this all the time, but have character traits that are complex and interesting. And Sam Hunter's screenplay provided everything in that and more in Charlie. And Darren's films have always challenged the human condition and have never offered up any easy answers. So that's a lot to work with, is the short answer. So that's why I wanted to be a part of it. Charlie is a man who lives with obesity. He is his world is in a 2-bedroom apartment somewhere in Idaho, USA. And his is a story that's told behind closed doors and windows all over the country, if not parts of the world too. But granted, it is not a uniquely American story, but it is common to where we are. And important because we never get a fair assessment or look at the life that individual lives, and those who he loves and those around him too, in as empathetic and authentic a way until now with the story that Sam Hunter wrote.
What's really incredible, I think, as well, is that you're taking on an Aronofsky as well that's like a lot more tender, I think, than what we're used to. So it's a mountain to climb, I think, to set that new sort of bar. Sam, I've got to quickly get on to you, though. So in the past decade, since your play first landed, I think that terms like mental illness roll off our tongue very easily and more broadly, and that's probably a very good thing. How did you change your story, perhaps, to make it onto the big screen?
Yeah, I mean, the play and the screenplay have the same narrative spine. They're telling the same story. But I worked with Darren a lot over the years, and people in Darren's company, and about how to find a cinematic language for the script. And I think there's a lot in the play, a lot of dialogue that got translated to action. And thank God we got an actor as good as Brendan, who could tell Brendan can tell a novel with his eyes. I mean, it's pretty uncanny. But yeah, I mean, I think, I'm 10 years older. I'm 41 now. And I think one of the biggest changes in the last 10 years is I'm a dad. And I wasn't a dad when I wrote this play. I think I knew I always wanted to be a dad. But so, for the last 5 years, becoming a father, that's shed a lot of new light onto corners of this story that is fundamentally about a father trying to reconnect with a daughter. And I think really affected the execution of the story in subtle but really meaningful ways.
I know that you thought that you were pretty rocked by Ellie in the making of this, that edition of her, maybe especially as being a father. Last thing that I can just desperately ask you guys to tell me. So if Charlie insists continuously that one must evaluate their truth, one must speak fearlessly and honestly, why the Whale's message like this in 2022? It's a bit of a softball, I know, but But yeah, it's an important,
complicated question because JP, we live in a cynical world. It's easy to get away with just being snarky. It doesn't take much intelligence. And to watch this film and appreciate it challenges how we respond to those who live with a condition as such. The nicest thing that the Obesity Action Coalition could have told me, and they partnered with us to advise us, was that they believe this is a film that could save someone's life. It's entirely possible. And that's good enough for me.
That's right.
And just as as a non-expert, even leaving the theater, I felt impelled to action. I wanted to ask the next stranger in that the spirit of Peter Mandan, are you okay? That's what this movie did to me. So, guys, I'm afraid that's where I've got to wrap. Thank you so much for the time we shared together, and thank you so much for this movie. I do think that you're going to achieve your mission of changing some lives.
Thank you, JP.
Thank you so much.
Well,